All right, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thank you guys to FPTA for having us here. We're here this evening not only to sponsor the event and hope we brought enough food and everybody's enjoying some snacks here. It's probably been a long day for all of you, but we're here today to discuss a little bit about the partnership that the FPTA and Mutual of Omaha have developed. It's been in place actually for I think 4 or 5 years now, going back. So I just, again, wanted to say thank you. The premise of the partnership was essentially that I have a personal goal to see that every single every single member of FPTA has a written financial strategy in place. There are countless studies, literally just over and over studies that confirm that not only have the presence of having a financial strategy, but having a plan that's written out on paper that you can go back to, adjust and modify as necessary on a regular basis is one of the biggest contributors to financial success long term. So that's what we're here for. We'd encourage everybody, if you don't already have a plan in place, to get one going. We can help you take the first steps on that. It's just a benefit of membership. And without further ado, I did also want to say thank you guys. Some of you are familiar with my story, but created the partnership with FPTA solely out of a debt of gratitude that I feel like I have for the profession, the OT and PT professions. We do have partnerships with both, but make a long story short, I survived a 9-story fall back in 2008. Told I was never going to walk again, things like that. And if it weren't for the therapist that kind of took my hand, got me up out of the chair, got me up out of the hospital bed, and came up with a game plan, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So in fact, I wanted to share a quick video with you guys. This is not my story per se, but it is something I came across just this afternoon. And I thought it really was reminiscent of my personal story. So I'm going to, if I can find this quickly, I want to share this video with you real quick here. Let's see. Reposted it just today, so it should be fresh. Here it is. Okay. So again, this is not me. I don't know this person personally, but it just reminds me of the important work that you guys do. I think at the end of a long day, you guys probably had a long couple of years as it's been through the pandemic and everything. But look at this guy. He's just going from supposed to never be walking again, and you can just see his progress there, and he's kind of conquering bigger and better milestones. And guess, I mean, you'll notice, I don't have to tell you guys, but there's somebody by his side almost every step of the way, and more than likely, the majority of that time, it's people in positions like what you guys have. So again, thank you. I just wanted to share that because of the fact that it does remind me of what happened in my situation. You guys are miracle workers, and I'm forever grateful. So onto the topic at hand. Today, we're going to discuss 5 reasons why you might want to change up your Valentine's Day approach this year, as Valentine's Day is a week from today. 5 reasons here. One is to create a greater impact on the lives of those you love. Cards and candy are great, but obviously they only last so long. If you're like a lot of us, you've been procrastinating on making important financial decisions for quite some time. We've all been there. Usually there's one thing that's kind of hanging in the back of our mind that we just haven't yet taken care of. So I encourage you to do that. You will never be younger or healthier when it comes to planning, whether it's saving and allowing compound interest to start growing, or whether it's getting certain insurances in place. The younger you do it, the better the financial outcomes. This year specifically, there are tons of attractive opportunities both to save and grow your wealth as opposed to years past. I mean, between interest rates being so high right now, opportunities in the various financial markets. And then last but not least, as I mentioned, the FPT and Mutual of Omaha have teamed up to help PTs create their own customized financial blueprints. And so we're excited about that. And let's face it, some gifts are just out of reach from a price standpoint this year. For those of you who do the grocery shopping in your family, this crate of eggs here maybe used to cost a couple dollars, and now it's more like $10. So those are off the table this year. So we'll put together a financial plan instead. But who is on your Valentine's Day list this year in 2023? 5 of the most common. First off, you have a spouse or significant other. Second is your kids, your child or children. Third, a lot of people forget about the old parents, mom and dad. Did a lot for us growing up, and it's a good idea to keep them in mind and be grateful for all the things they've done for us. Perhaps a business partner or team members, if you lead a team or you're a business owner, you need to thank those people that put in the work on a daily basis for the greater good. And then last but not least, yourself. A lot of people don't think about self-care in a lot of respects, but there's also such a thing as financial self-care, making sure that you are well looked after into the future, and if anything unexpected were to arise. So if your message this Valentine's Day is to your spouse or significant other, maybe it's something kind of along the romantic aspect, if you will, and saying, if your intention is to say something along the lines of, you mean the world to me, and it's because of you I wake up each day striving to be the best version of myself, and I will make sure that you'll always be able to afford the lifestyle that we've promised each other, no matter what. You can say that with several of the things that we do, which is why I love what we do, but customized life insurance blueprint would be one way to do that, making sure something unexpected happens, your family's lifestyle is still well maintained, and then creating tax-free retirement income streams, making sure that you have a base level of monthly income guaranteed for life that's not going to pass by Uncle Sam's desk when you're in your retirement years, because who knows what those income tax rates will be at that time. Number 2 on the list, if you're trying to say I love you to your children, message might sound a little something like, I love you, I'm proud of you. I'd like to give you the options and opportunities to say yes to life. We'll sacrifice today to be able to provide you with better tomorrows. Again, we can do that in many ways, but accumulation-focused life insurance is a great thing for kids, primarily because of the tax advantages it provides, also the ability to be your own bank throughout your lifetime. If you think about all the money that we pay to banks in the form of interest, we're to redirect that and somehow come up with a way to pay ourselves interest or just even alleviate the interest expense, creates massive impact on your long-term finances. Education funding, what better way to say I love you and I want the best for you than making sure your kids or even your grandkids' education is funded. And then also kind of in line with that is generational wealth strategies. I find that a lot of our clients, they're pretty comfortable with where their kids are at. In your guys' cases, if you have a doctorate, you're a PT, they know that you've done well, you've done all the hard work to get your education and work in the medical field. So not so much worried about you, but it might be your kids that mom and dad are really concerned with. And we love having that impact on families where we're setting up kids for success, young kids. Your parents are who you wish to remind them that you love them. And it might sound something, a little different message on this one, but thank you for all the times you were there for me, all the support and guidance you provided as I was growing up. Appreciate all the ways that you kept me safe. I'll be sure and return the favor by doing everything I can to make sure that you maintain your independence and choice as you get older. Choice and independence are often taken care of through long-term care benefits. With you guys being PTs, there's probably some level of expectation that your parents have that if something were wrong with them, especially ADL limitations, that you'd be able to look out for them. But let's face it, you guys have demanding careers. It'd be very difficult for you to work the long days and the long hours that you already put in, then come home and take care of mom and dad well into the night, into the evening, get them bathed, things like that. So long-term care benefits for parents is an increasingly popular way you can make sure your parents are cared for without you having to actually do the caregiving, and you can still obviously oversee it. If you're trying to say I love you to your team, and the message might sound something like this. You're an integral part of our team. You're truly a leader here, but we know that you're an even bigger leader at your home with your family. And as such, we're going to make sure that you're always in a position to provide for them, regardless of the circumstances. So we'll offer executive bonus arrangements, deferred compensation for retirement benefits, executive carve-outs. We can make sure that certain executives or certain team members are well cared for from a protection standpoint. And then last but not least, number 5 is if your message is to yourself. And that could sound something like, I know how hard you've worked to get where you're at today. I know that you have a bright future, and I will make sure nothing derails you or potentially stands in your way in relation to your progress toward your goals. Some things that we do here are really focusing on maximizing your income protection plans. A lot of people don't realize you're going to take a huge pay cut in the event you're disabled and physically unable to work. Most people can't afford to take a pay cut and still maintain their lifestyles, especially people with families. This is another opportunity to create tax-free retirement income strategies, and then really just liquid cash reserves so that you can be prepared for the unexpected, in various ways. We don't know what's going to happen. We never expected a pandemic to happen recently. This area never expected to be so devastated by a hurricane like we were recently. All of that stuff requires funds to be available. If you don't have that, you struggle quite a bit more. So let's talk. Let's talk about customizing your Valentine's Day message. While this month is February is Valentine's Day, you can say I love you to your family members and your loved ones anytime you want to. And one of the most ways to actually do that is through insurance and financial products, retirement planning, and some of the other things that we do. So we have some cards up here. If you guys want to get your blueprint going, please stop by this table, fill out a card. Also, feel free to just contact me. You can always email me. You can schedule a phone call by visiting www.fptainsurance.com. And then the last thing that I'll mention is I'm actually doing a webinar this week specifically for PTs and OTs, business owners, and independent contractors. The content is basically geared towards how do I, as an individual self-employed person or as a business owner, compete with the big guys by offering the right benefits, attracting top talent, and making sure that my business pays me when everything's said and done and I'm ready to either sell it or retire and ride off into the sunset. So that's it. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoy the food. I know that you've got some exciting content coming up. So feel free to stop by and say hi, and thank you again.